Hey guys, welcome to the 996 support group. I'm Dr. Rich and we talk about your problems. Let's start.
Ciao, buonasera ragazzi, mi chiamo Rocco e niente, sono proprietario di una 997, una Porsche. Con sta macchina sono andato in discoteca una volta, ho conosciuto una ragazza, bellissima ragazza. La serata è andata una meraviglia, guarda. Ad un certo punto la porto fuori, così con la convinzione che possiamo andare a fare un giro fuori con lei. Vede la macchina e mi dice no, ma che è sta cosa? Non mi piace proprio, è andata via col taxi. Sta puttana.
Selam arkadaşlar, benim ismim Murat. Ben ta başından beri Porsche 996 kullanıyorum. Geçenler yoldayken bir Porsche 993'e selam verdim. Bana parmağını gösterdi. Bir ayar oldum yani.
Hello guys, I'm Dave. I'm driving a 996 Porsche and my local Porsche club didn't want to accept me as a member because I'm driving a 996. That's why I'm here today.
Hi Dave.
Hi Dave. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Hi guys, my name is Aiden. I'm driving already 4 years the 996 and I must be honest, I'm already used to that the other Porsche drivers doesn't like me or look stupid when I drive by with my 996. That's not a big deal for me. But you know, yesterday happened something that really traumatized me. It was a nice evening and I was sitting on a couch and zapping from channel to channel as I stopped by a channel watching how The Rock Dwayne Johnson destroys the back of a 996.
What's wrong with my taillights?
They're broken.
Damn. That was really traumatized me because I need to say I'm a big The Rock fan. And I didn't know why he do this because he doesn't have a reason, you know? Yeah, anyway, that's the reason because I'm here this evening, you know? Hi.
Okay guys, I see your problems. That's the solution. Okay guys, I see your problem. Next week is the 997 on the market. That will fix your problems.
Oh yes, finally that thing looks again like a classic 911. That was the thought of many Porsche fanboys 2004 when this model, the 997, comes out. It is the successor of the 996, the not so really beloved 911 of this era, because the 996 have some funny headlights with indicators inside. And here, now back again, we have this nice round classic shape of a 911 and the indicators going down from the headlights again to the front bumper, and that looks great. But what also happens in the design? I don't know. By the side view, not really much, because when I take a look at the 996 from the side and to a 997, I really can't tell to you which one is who. And also in the back, they look really similar. Okay, good. The rear bumper is a little bit more refreshed by this model, by the 997, and also the exhaust system in the back, but the headlights and the rest looks for me pretty the same. What also a little bit changed is the back fender. Now again a little bit more wider, and that is good so, because that was a thing that I missed by the 996. Those back fenders, they was not really wide enough for my taste. But at the rest, it is a really nice looking and one of my favorites 911, because no other 911 made it to get a nice design like this one from the future, a modern way, including the classic 911 design. It is an endless and timeless, nice looking 911 that belongs somewhere in really every 911 enthusiast garage. So let's talk about the driving experience of this long-awaited successor from the 996. So what's happened? So this car gets 25 horsepower more than the 996. It's really not a lot, but you feel it. But I also need to say this car is getting a little bit more heavier than the 996. In the case of the chassis and in the case of the suspension, this car is now growing up. It's more adult than the 996, and it feels more stable and more quality. In any case, when you drive fast, when you drive on the highway, when you drive fast to the corners, this whole chassis, including the suspension, is feel more premium, more quality than the 996. The engine, it's still a Metzger engine. It's still a nice high revving engine with enough horsepower output. But to be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed, like many of the Porsche fanboys, because I was thinking the 997 will be easily have 50 horsepower more than the 996. So I don't know why they just get so less out of this engine. But anyway, let's talk about the drivability of this car. So this is a 4x4. If you move them fast through the corners, it feels well, it feels solid, it doesn't feel like you want to bite you. For example, like when you drive in a rear drive 911. This car is more, for example, for the drivers, they doesn't have much experience in sporty driving, because it has really a lot of reserves through the corners. What I don't like, if you drive it really fast through the corners, you have always somewhere on the middle in the corner the situation that you need always to correct the position on the car, from the car in the corner. I don't know why. It always makes a jump in the middle of the corner more on the outside of the corner. For example, if you compare to the rear-driven 911, there it's a different story. The rear-driven 911 feels more stable on the back wheel, like at this one, because I don't know, it feels also more sportier, but it can earlier bite you than this one. So you have here more reserves if you are not an experienced sporty driver than by the rear driven one. The steering wheel feeling is great. It's no more this nice 911 mechanical feeling. It is more a synthetic feeling, but it still talks to you, you know? It talks to you, and it tells you the story about the street, about the tarmac that you've driven, and you always know in which condition the tarmac is, and if you have grip or you doesn't have grip. It's just like this car talks into another language to you than the older versions of the 911. The brakes are great. I love it. You can really drive the hill up and down and up and down and up and down, and these brakes never get tired. The drop point is always good, no fading, a great brake experience, brake feeling. It feels great. Also like the gearbox. I love this gearbox. Oh man, I wish the BMW M cars would have a gearbox like this. It's so precise. It's so nice to shift. You never miss a gear, never. Doesn't matter how fast you want to change the gear, you always get the right gear, and also this good feeling at the stick. This really is Porsche quality. I'm a little bit also disappointed about the sound, because I mean, you know, everybody knows Porsche know how to make great sound. If you take a look at the GT models, these are one of the nice sounding cars out there. So what they don't put a little bit of this sounding DNA in cars like this, in the normal 911s, yes, it sounds sporty, but for my taste, not enough. Because I mean, it's a 911, it's a legend, it's a sporty car. I like to get a little bit more noisiness, a little bit more sound than this. Good, anyway, I'm complaining right now on a big level. All in all, it's a really great car, and it is a really great looking car. What's even more important by this model. So let's talk about the interior. So if you compare the interior from the 997 to the 996, you see and you feel this was the time period of Porsche when they again have money on their bank account. The financial situation was good compared to the 996 at the time. When the 996 was born, Porsche was in a financial crisis. And if you sit in a 996, you see and you feel this, because the material, you cannot compare it to this material from the 997, from another era when Porsche has again money and was out of the misery. And so this 997 interior is on a high level. It looks great, it feels great, great materials, nice design. The gauge cluster is refreshed. It steals the classic 5 indicators gauge clusters, but it looks a little bit more fresh. And the highlight in my eyes is the middle console. So it's completely new design, new materials, new design. I love the small buttons. I mean, I set already everything, the climate, the radio, but I always want to touch again those small buttons because it feels great how they feel. They look nice. It doesn't look like the middle console from from a car, it's more like a middle console from an airplane or a jet fighter. That's how it reminds me. And also somehow, because it's so noblesse, this middle part, it reminds me also somehow as a sound system from Bose or Bang & Olufsen. So this is the way how it feels when I look at this. It looks great. And also the shift knob, it's normally the same shift knob like by the 996. It is again more classy. It looks more modern to me, but it's the same good feeling as you also have it by the 996. Seats the same way. It feels, you feel again, you sitting in a premium car. That was not always the situation by the 996, but here, no doubt about it. You're sitting in a car, in a premium car, that was made in a time when Porsche has a good financial situation. They made money like they still do it now, but this is where again everything is restarted. When you take a look back to the 996, this is again where everything has restarted to get a great balance between quality, minimalistic, and a nice design. So you love to sit here, to enjoy the time in this car, to enjoy the weekend, to enjoy to drive sporty, or to enjoy just the cruising around and let all the emotions of the interior flow through you. It's really great, it's really nice. And also this brown leather, it's also my taste. It really reminds me somehow on a very expensive, I don't know, Louis Vuitton baggage or whatever you want to call it. It is really a nice place to be. So what's finally the conclusion? Is the 997 a worthy successor to the 911 family? You know what? Yes, it is, absolutely. In my eyes, it is the 911 model that combines the past with the future like no other 911. In case of design and in case of drivability. In my eyes, this is the most beauteous 911 ever made.